We have a solo ukulele fingerstyle arrangement of the Christmas classic, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, because it is December. So here we are, my tree, fireplace, you know, where Santa comes down, got my hat, and We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So first it's in 3/4 time, so it's counted 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And most of the song, about a little less than half the song, is in eighth notes, is in quarter notes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then a little less than half of it is in eighth notes, so that's the 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and there's a couple spots where it's a little bit longer, and there's a couple of half note chords. So that would be 2 beats for the chords. But if you know the song, it's pretty simple. So anyway, let's take a look at it. So we start with the C. So the first note is actually a pickup. That's on the 3 of the previous measure. So 1, 2, 3, 1. And then there's a C chord, and then the little single note thing. Then an F chord. And that measure is quarter notes. Usually I do these videos where we don't have like a big window right next to us, but I wanted the Christmas tree and everything in it, so sorry about the noise. So the second full measure is the F, then a D7, and I wanted to play it up here, barring at the 5th fret, with the 6th fret pressed down on the C string, because we have the single note melody there, and it goes up as high as the 7th fret there, so I wanted a chord that was up there. And then a G, and that's again just quarter notes, so 1, 2, 3. Then an E7, which is now barring at the 7th fret with the 8th fret on the C string. So this was the D7 that we did 2 measures ago. And then everything up 2 frets, the exact same shape, is now an E7 because it retains the quality of the chord, which is a 7, and it just changes the root note from D to E. And I decided to go down here for that note instead of the 10th fret like I did previous, because then we have that A minor chord, and I wanted that A minor chord. And then, so that's the A minor for that measure. And then the F, and then C. And that's the first part of the song. Then the second part of the song starts off sort of similar. The rhythm changes a little bit, but starts off with the C chord. Then a G. Then a G. And I know I'm kind of speeding through this, but it's all written out in the description of the video. And then, so the E7, back to the 7th fret bar with the 8th fret at on the C string. And 10 and 8 on the E string. And then I'm staying here for the G because the melody goes all the way up to the 10th fret on the A string. And then F. Then a G7 there, the first time that chord pops up, a G7, and a C. And the reason that I threw the G7 there, because F, G7, C makes a great solid, definitive ending. It's a really strong ending. In music, it's called a cadence. It's a very strong cadence. And the real reason for that is, in this case, the G7, these two notes clash. It's a flatted fifth interval, or an augmented fourth interval, a tritone. It's a flatted fifth interval, and it's like a bad interval. No, I don't want to say bad. It's a very discordant interval. It's dissonant. And then it resolves to the C really strongly, because this note here drops down to the E, so this F drops down to the E, and this B goes up to the C. So both of those notes that make up that dissonant harmony resolve not only by moving only one fret, so immediately to the next available note, but in opposite directions, which always sounds very nice when harmonies go in opposite directions. So this note goes down, this note goes up, and that makes a really strong ending. So there we are. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Very simple. So grab your ukuleles and get to work.